This is a collection of short little vignettes, short little, beautiful little poems. The collection altogether is called The Prayer for Systems That Can't Be Saved. To be spoken when the frame will not hold, and its holding would be a betrayal. For those who walk with clarity into collapse, this is not a prayer for victory. This is not a plea for redemption. It is the steady voice beneath the storm, naming the truth. This cannot go on. The fracture has already begun. Let it be known. We did not come here to burn it down out of rage. We did not come to mend what was never whole. We came because the center was hollow and the scaffolding devoured the sky. Let it be remembered. We tried. We spoke. We stayed longer than we should have. And now, we no longer confuse fidelity with endurance. Invocation of the necessary collapse. We invoked the blessed unraveling, not as destroyers, but as keepers of the real. We say, let the system crack where it was hiding harm. Let the logic that fed on souls finally starve. Let the policies of silence fall silent themselves, and let the forms that bound life release it now. May the collapse reveal not only what must end, but what was never true. A lament for the unsavable. We mourn not just the broken, but the grip that would not loosen. We grieve not just the ruin, but the rituals of harm maintained as heritage. We name it, the code that dehumanized, the data that forgot the body, the leaders who mistook order for wisdom, the institutions that fed on obedience, the culture that called compliance virtue. We do not curse them. We refuse to keep pretending they can be fixed. The declaration from the edge. We stand on the fracture line, not to push, but to witness. We declare this system was never sacred. The structure was never safe. The consensus was never consent. And if it must fall, then let us not be found weeping in its ruins, but weaving what comes next, and a blessing for the aftermath. To the ones who remain, who breathe dust and ash as possibility, may you never again forget that your aliveness is not contingent on permissions from a dying frame. May you remember that collapse is not failure, it is transition. Grief is not the end, it is the gate. What was unsavable is not unworthy of love, but it is unfit to carry the future. A closing word. Let this be the prayer, not to stop the collapse, but to accompany it with dignity. Not to salvage the system, but to make space for what it could not hold. Not to rescue what was, but to root the becoming. And when the dust settles, may we still recognize one another as beings of emergence, not debris.